Good morning, quilt people and seekers of the world. How are you? I am doing great. Excited to be here. Excited about today's topic, Jailbreaking the Matrix. Did you know it was possible? Well, let's find out. Right? Because much of this work, right, that I do is to have that as a goal, right? Like that is the reason I do this, right? To jailbreak the matrix, to be able to manifest here on earth at a Christ level. That is possible. To manifest that which you want and to essentially bend the matrix to your will, because that's how it all works, right? But you have to understand the manifesting mindset. I first started studying manifesting in business coaching, right? Because I was a big real estate agent in Los Angeles and I was coaching a whole bunch of agents. And it was interesting to me to find spirituality in the business environment. And it was also really exciting because I was like, oh, wow, like the people in the business world are kind of way ahead of the people in the church world. Right? Because the church world still has their hands on literature that says certain people should not be allowed to exist, right? So to find that in this business world and to study it as much as a science as anything else, right? To study manifesting as a science is what has led me to all of this. Because I'm super clear that that's the level of personal power I want on earth in this lifetime. Right? Ever since I began this channel, it was to do one thing and one thing only. To become master and commander of me. To become master and commander of my mind. Not to become master and commander of the world. The weak try and dominate the world. The strong try and dominate their world, not the world. Very different approach, right? To jailbreak the matrix, you have to understand the science of manifesting, right? Manifesting, at least to my understanding, operates like this. There's 3 steps. There's be, to be the thing, then there's do, to do the thing, right? And then have, to have the thing, right? So what we've talked about before, in me being, right, what I'm trying to manifest is me being a best-selling author, which, by the way, I am now. Ooh, ooh. It's so interesting because once I started applying these principles to my life, each time it just was like knocking down another domino. And it's so interesting when you understand the rules of the game, right? So when it came to my books, how did I become a best-selling author, right? First, I was going to be a best-selling author, way before I even sold any books, right? I was going to be, in my mind, a best-selling author. I was going to interview like a best-selling author. I was going to talk like a best-selling author. I was going to tell people and be excited about my books like I'm a best-selling author, right? I'm being a best-selling author before the thing ever arrives. That's be. Be it. Be it up here. Be it. Own it. Take possession of its energy signature. Be the energy signature of what you seek to inhabit. Right? So that's the be. The do, that's me actually writing the books. That's me going on the interviews. That's me actually talking about it and bringing people onto Team Dale, right? That's the do part of the be, do, have. The last step is actually acquiring the goal, right? So if you don't have the goal, you know that you haven't done step 1 and 2 quite yet, right? Or at least not to the level that you need to in order to have it. Be, do, then have. So if you don't have it, go back to step 1 and 2. That's where your work lies. And do step 1 and 2 until you have step 3. Right? That's the manifesting mindset. And while it was originally shown to me in terms of business coaching in the real estate world, it applies to all aspects of your life. The first thing I tried to actively manifest using these principles was to have a life of ease. Like, I was really super stressed and I was just kind of at the end of my rope, right? And I needed a life of ease. It was all too difficult. It was all too hard, right? I needed a life of ease. So then, things start like falling apart and things start changing in my life. And I'm like, okay, I know that I'm trying to manifest a life of ease, but why did that job have to end? Why did my dog have to die? Ultimately, what I got to was all those things were working me towards that which I said I was asking for. I ended up getting a much better job. We ended up getting another dog that's way more appropriate for our family and our life. And while that was extremely heartbreaking to lose that dog, because he was like my child. I mean, I loved that dog like crazy. I loved that dog. And when he went away, while super painful, and that's the thing that we have to learn about pain, right? A lot of times the things we don't like or the things we find painful are actually still working for your benefit, right? But we cross our arms, we're like, I don't like this. This shouldn't be for me. This isn't my life, right? This isn't what I seek to experience. I don't seek to experience pain, right? But on the other side of that, as painful as it was, as painful as much of this process has been for me, it has all continued to move me in the right direction. We now have a property where we can let our ducks roam freely without fear of any of our dogs killing them, because our bloodhound was a killer. And he showed many times that he did not have a problem killing other animals on our property, even our other pets, right? And that's not a life of ease. And I kept asking the universe for a life of ease. The craziest thing about that whole story is an hour after I told my teacher, and I hope you have a teacher, and I'm willing to be that person for you if you need a teacher. You need a teacher. You cannot see or identify your own blind spots. So my teacher has taught me much of this. And an hour after I texted him that I had finally achieved a sense of inner peace, my dog was killed. It was that fast. And I don't know if any of that's related, but the synchronicity of it was because it was such a massive evolution of my personal self, right? To actually have finally, for the first time in my life, stop fighting, to put down my own weapons of judgment and dissatisfaction, right? To put down those weapons of complaint. It took my teacher becoming violent with me. It wasn't an easy lesson. But teachers on that level aren't seeking to do what's right. They're seeking at all costs to bring you across the finish line. And the only way that he could get me to stop fighting is to beat me up. And keep asking me, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Huh? What are you gonna do about it? Smack. What are you gonna do about it? Smack. What are you gonna do about it? Smack. When I finally got to that place where I stopped fighting him in that moment and just let him / the world be as it's going to be, and internally decide to stop fighting. There was such a, I don't even know how to describe it, because it was like an unwinding in my gut that I actually felt that made me break down. He got me to stop fighting. And I let go of the sensation of the fight that I had never in all my years experienced. So the next day when I texted him, I had finally found inner peace. I know what it's like to not inhabit fight. And this is coming from a person who's had to fight their whole life. I had to fight my parents. I had to fight my siblings. I had to fight the world. I had to fight the church. I had to fight my school. I had to fight every single circle I found myself in because none of them saw me or were safe. They were all actively homophobic. So I either had to protect myself or fight. Neither one of those are good energy. Protecting yourself is not good energy. You don't have to protect yourself. That'll come later. But for me to get to the point, to achieve inner peace, I had to drop my weapons. I had to stop striving. I had to stop trying. I had to stop all these things. Because a lot of this work is not a doing, it's an undoing. It's an undoing of generational trauma. My parents weren't bad people, they just knew what they knew because that's what they were taught. And so that they taught and demonstrated that to me. When I stopped fighting and I texted my teacher, I have found finally a sense of inner peace, a sense of still water that lives inside me. Let it go. It's not you. Do not fight. Do not fix. Do not strive. That's the manifesting mindset. And it's the most powerful when it lives in joy, right? Because complaint slows down your manifesting, right? Because you're like, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. And then you're complaining about it, which slows the whole engine down, right? So when you go into joy, right, with your desire and be joyful about money and abundance and your next job and your next experience and the next thing that you get to go through, that speeds it up. How fast do you want to go? And that's the craziest part is to go faster, you just become joyful, right? How fun is that? Right, that's the easy part. That's the great part. That's the good news in the manifesting mindset. All of this, everything you want, everything you have been seeking in this life experience will be found on the other side of stillness. Stillness and joy are of God, of nature, right? That's the natural state that we should be in, right? In order to, again, get the thing to go, right? To get your life to happen, to get your life to the place where you want to be, right? Stillness. How much time per day are you spending in stillness, listening? When I get to my work, it's the time of day for for me to deal with me, right? I don't expect the rest of the world to deal with me, but I got to deal with me, right? If I want to be happy, if I want to be, lit up, if I want to, clean my energy field and keep myself, just in the best mood possible, right? Because I know that that's what's going to speed all of this manifesting up, right? Right? When I get to the place where it's time for me to do my work in the day, which funny enough is usually after work, right? I think of myself walking to the water's edge, and I visualize myself on kind of a misty day, right? Walking to the water's edge. And the water is still, and it's calm, and it's serene. And I stand at the water's edge and I adopt its vibration, the vibration of stillness. And then I manifest for myself a little boat. It's right there at the water's edge. And I get in it. And I know that everything I seek in life, a sense of oneness, a sense of wholeness, a sense of contentment, a sense of joy, right? All of those things just live on the other side of the lake. And I'm in my boat on the still water. Seek stillness, because that's the portal to all those things. It's on the other side of noise where you jailbreak the matrix. If you're not spending a lot of time per day distancing yourself from your own internal noise, you won't get there. You won't experience that level of personal fulfillment, oneness, and joy with the universe. Everything you seek is on the other side of stillness. And it's all going to be self-granted. Granted to you by you. That's how powerful you are. Don't attack the world. Stay here, stay home. That doesn't matter. That doesn't exist. It is not you. It is not you. And so they can be crazy and they can do whatever they want, and it does not affect you. Rise above, right? Live up here above the earth and all its troubles and pains and issues and things to be outraged about. Way showers. Those who will lead the way. Way showers do not ever fix or fight. There's no justice. There's no justice without chaos. Step out of the fight. That's where your peace lies. Not trying to make the world better. Make yourself better, and the whole world will respond. Be a way shower. Show the way home. And that isn't through fighting. That isn't through fixing. That isn't through any sense of justice. Peacemakers bring peace. Warriors bring war. You have to decide, am I going to be a peacemaker, or am I going to be a justice warrior and bring war? It's up to you, but there's only one path to inner peace, and it's not through fighting. It's not through fixing. It's not through seeing things as wrong. Those are weapons. Seeing things as wrong, trying to fix things, those are weapons. Drop your weapons. Let it be. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Earth is perfect. The development of man is perfect. And if you're not seeing it, it's because you're focusing on the wrong thing, right? If you focus on the craziness of man, right, you're going to think the world is crazy because man is crazy. But if you let all that go and know that thought constructs that man views as real is illusion, there's nothing to it, right? That's not you. That's not God. That's not happiness. That's not joy. Adopt stillness. Find your way across the still lake, and you will jailbreak the Matrix. That's where we are today. I hope that was helpful for you. I have a few things coming up that I'm really excited about. A week today, the March 30th, 2024, I have my first quilt class of the season, and that will be here at the ranch. You can also join on Zoom, and I'll post a link for that. Then in terms of my books, we relaunched book 1 and 2 in the trilogy. We're going to be doing a bit more of that, but they are available now if you're at all interested in learning how I arrived to a lot of this. It was through the process of unpacking my mind and writing all of this onto the characters that I'm working with in my books. Book 1, Foreign to Me, is loosely based on my life, and it's a very meaningful book to me. So that's out. It's all available on Amazon. And then book 2, we've redone a big rewrite of that, and so that's also available. And book 3 will be out within the next probably 2 months or so. So that's where we are on the trilogy, and I hope that you're doing well. I hope that this is helpful for you, and I'm serious about what I said. You need a teacher. I'm willing to be that person for you if you think that will be helpful. Contact me anywhere. All my social media is at Dale Allen Rouse. I hope that you're doing well. I will talk to you soon. All right.